All right, hello everybody. Welcome to another WLDL match. It is week 3. We're in the Yasha division today. Got the match between the European Coalition of Dreams and Press Buttons. Should be another good one for us. Just got the coin flip in. It looks like Press Buttons took the flip and chose first pick, and Coalition grabbed Radiant. So already a bit of an interesting start, because I've seen a lot of teams preferring second pick and Dire. So not how we often see the coin flip results go. But that's how it'll be. We'll be in the draft in just a second.
It is Dire's
I have two
turn.
cursors for some reason. So that's interesting. Hopefully this won't be bugged. I might have to hop out and hop back in when we get into game. Real quick, just because
It is Radiant's
sometimes
turn.
there can be funky little
Dire's
bugs
turn to ban.
with the setup of casting, especially if you've been in a game earlier. So we'll see how that shakes out. So our opening bans are going to be Naga banned out by European Coalition of Dreams. Press Buttons going to ban Zeus and Necrophos. And then the Lina going to get banned out. That's been the most picked hero of this event so far.
Silencer.
So no surprise on that one. Now the first pick, Silencer, I really like this as an opening pick. It just takes out a lot of things that Coalition might want to do right off the bat. Honestly, I'm surprised to see the Snapfire picked up into the Silencer. They go Undying Snap, so most likely your support duo off the bat. We have seen a little bit of Core Snapfire in the league so far. I don't think we've seen that from Coalition. No, this is actually their first Snapfire game, it looks like. So it could be. But it's really hard to get a Snapfire ult off into the Silencer. And they're going to go Witch Doctor. That is, I believe, a Tremolo Soul special. They've been the 5 position for this team. I think we saw that last year out of them.
10 seconds remain.
That should be a fun one to watch.
5 seconds
Makes it look like the Silencer could be a core, because we normally see that in the 5 role. You can definitely get away with putting the Silencer at 4 as well. It leaves you a little squishy for your supports, but 2 pretty high damage supports. If this is your support duo.
10 seconds remain.
You got the Bounty Hunter banned out
5 seconds.
By Press Buttons. See, I'd imagine, I expect to see a lot of core bans here, because I think we're looking at the 4 supports to start things off. Coalition gonna go a little into their reserve time.
Dire's turn.
Ban out the Sniper. That's been a bit of a menace so far, and I think no, Press Buttons hasn't actually played that yet.
Radiant's turn
but
to ban.
A hero just about anybody could play. Slark gonna get banned out. So maybe look at between the Slark and the Bounty Hunter, Press Buttons may be worried about European Coalition of Dreams playing too fast of an early game. Both of those heroes are good at taking over pretty early. Slark doesn't need much to come online. Bounty Hunter's really good at making space, getting set up. Dawnbreaker as well. So we might be expecting something late game out of press buttons like in the Sniper Drow banned out. So Coalition just looking to get rid of those pesky ranged cores. The Lena banned out off the bat by them as well. We'll see what they go for here. These drafts are still pretty open since both teams went with their support picks to start things off, as far as we can tell. Still definitely some room for flexibility. But imagine we're going to see some offlaners. Faceless Void getting banned out. Kind of surprised Coalition didn't want to pick that for themselves. It goes really well with the Snapfire and the Undying. Both of those heroes are pretty good at putting damage into a chrono. I guess the Undying less so, because I think the
10 seconds remain.
But it still gives you a chance for a lot of zombies to spawn. If you get a tombstone next to a big chrono. Also does go well with the Witch Doctor, so that could be a concern. We're gonna go Lion, so this is looking more like a core Snapfire now. Could also be a mid Lion, but I think that's less likely. We could see the Undying go 3 position. But right off the bat into this next phase, not something I was expecting. I think they wanted to make sure they had like a reliable interrupt for the Witch Doctor. And what's nice is with Lion is that you can ground target the stun, so even if the Witch Doctor gets Glimmer Cape, between the Lion and the Snapfire, you now have 2 options for non-targeted stuns that can interrupt the Witch Doctor ult. So that makes sense there. I'm just surprised they're going with one of these 3 heroes being a core.
Dire must choose.
Juggernaut.
Press buttons are going to go with Juggernaut here for their 1 position. Makes sense because you're seeing quite a bit of spell damage off the bat, so having a hero that's going to be able to resist that. It's also going to make it harder for this like Snapfire and Lion to sit in the backline and get on the backline supports of Silencer and Witch Doctor. This Juggernaut is pretty comfortable diving a backline. It's going to make it hard for them to play too hard into the early game. It's not a super late game core like I was expecting from the bans, but it is a core that's happy to go pretty late into the Now I think we'll see oh, this could also be an offlane Witch Doctor. I forgot to... Yeah, okay. They're doing it. I mean, it could still be a core Silencer, but this is going to be their 5 from the Jakiro position. Core Witch Doctor is something that's been showing up in pro games and looks really, really scary. Just because of how much a Witch Doctor plays well into the early game. It turns out giving the Witch Doctor farm can actually be really good. So I have a feeling that's what they're going to pull out here. But it still could definitely go either way. And then we have the Phantom Lancer pick by European Coalition. I don't know super well. I feel like the PL is pretty good into the Juggernaut. If the Jug goes Battle Fury or Maelstrom, though, which he likes to go anyway, it's definitely reasonable for Juggernaut to be able to deal with a Phantom Lancer. I think it's pretty even over. You do also have pretty good AoE damage from the Silencer and Jakiro. The PL should be a decent answer for the Witch Doctor, though. So I think if they're thinking this is a core Witch Doctor, the PL is kind of an answer to that. Because you get... like, the Witch Doctor damage is single target out of his ult. I mean, you get the Maledict onto in an AoE, so that can be more of a problem for Phantom Lancer. But the big damage from the ult can get really eaten up by PL's illusions. And as long as his main hero isn't in the Maledict, then works out pretty good for him. The Weaver and Hoodwink are going to get banned out by press buttons, and then Shadow Fiend Leshrac. So, Coalition thinking press buttons is looking for kind of a carry mid. Which I definitely would assume that they're looking for their mid to finish off their draft.
10
The Weaver Hoodwink are interesting bans.
5 seconds.
Press buttons has actually played the Weaver themselves.
Legion Commander.
Legion Command. So is this a mid silencer at the end of the day? I think so. I think this will now be a mid silencer. It could still be like offlane Witch Doctor, mid Legion Commander, but it's really scary, I feel like, to pick a mid Legion Commander into the last pick, which we expect should be a mid. See what this final thing, and it is going to be an Outworld Destroyer, so immediately a great response to the Legion Commander, having that really good save. And so let's see, let me look at where these heroes, or these players tend to go. So yeah, this is going to be Odie in the mid lane. L3M is normally the 4. And Creme de la Creme. So it is an offlane Snapfire. Tremolo's on the Juggernaut, so they've switched up their positions quite a bit on press buttons, because I believe Tremolo had only been playing support before. So I really don't know for sure how this is going to work out for them. Greg Polino's Great Uncle Bailey has been playing mid, so I think that means this is a mid silencer. And yeah, G $sign y'all has been the 4, so that lines up. And then I think Megamat might be a stand-in or a new player. I think Press Buttons was looking for a new player at some point. So it looks like they might have added Megamat to the team, moved Tremolo over to 1, and then put the new player on 5 with Megamat. It'll be interesting. Maybe it's a support Juggernaut, and they're going really crazy, and it's like a position 1 Witch Doctor. It's not impossible right now. As for hats drafts, teams both have pretty good hats. This is a really nice silencer setup. Pretty good Witch Doctor, too. No, nothing on the Legion Commander, I think, is what's gonna... Oh, the OD doesn't have much, either. There's a lot of Outworld Destroyer sets that are just, like, a very slight variation on his base hero. They don't add a lot of, like, flashing to it. Alright, let's see if things are alright, and I just have... Oh, that's not good.
Prepare for battle.
Okay, I'm gonna have to reset real quick. I should be able to... Wait, I don't want to... I just need to reset. Yeah, something wonky with my cursor was happening there, and I had 2 cursors. Luckily, we shouldn't miss much. Hopefully they're not doing an early smoke or anything. Reconnect here. Might mess up the in-game replay, but I think we'll be okay. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Check out our teams and what we've got. Gonna be L3M on the Lion, which seems to be lining up at position 5 for European Coalition of Dreams. Darkstar on the position 1.
Of greatness.
Phantom Lancer. Lupo gonna snag this rune on the mid Outworld Destroyer, offer the high 5 as they fly away. Have Creme de la Creme on what I think is an offlane Snapfire, and then JBS on the Undying at the 4 position. For press buttons, we've got Tremolo Soul on what I'm assuming is the position 1. Juggernaut does have the Quelling Blade, so I think we're safe from a position 1 Witch Doctor here. Got Megamat on the 5, which Greg Polino's Great Uncle Bailey on the mid Silencer. And then for the off lane, we've got Easy Heroes Only on the Pause 3 Legion Commander, and then $signs y'all on the Forge Hero. We've got the brain-stealing mid matchup. It looks like OD going the Meteor Hammer Rush. I don't like seeing that in my games when I'm against an OD. I enjoy watching that. I like seeing a Outworld Destroyer that's going to make a lot of early pressure out of the Meteor Hammer build, be able to do a lot of ganking early. And get a good amount of space for this Phantom Lancer to farm. Top lane, the Radiant off lane is going to have to be careful because Juggernaut, Witch Doctor, has a lot of kill potential, and I don't think Snapfire Undying can play super aggressively. They'll be able to play around the Tombstone, which they do have already at level 2. But it'll be hard for them to chase down the Juggernaut. They don't have much to respond to his spin with. Down here, I mean, we'll see the overwhelming odds, I think, is a big part of why Legion was picked in this matchup into the Phantom Lancer. So we will see how much pressure they get out of that, as Darkstorm already getting a little bit low. Nothing too crazy yet. But once the PL hits level 6, I think we're going to see that ability get scarier as there's more illusions on the table. JBS getting a little low here and has the Maledict on. Tremolo so have to be careful too as well. It will be JBS that goes down to the last tick of Maledict. Tremolo manages to get away. No point in healing ward yet, and actually out of regen, so...
Yeah, no.
First Blood is pretty big, but it's gonna keep Tremolo alive in the lane for a little bit, which is dangerous. And now Megamet gonna get stunned up by the creep with the cookie. Creme de la Creme takes the Maledict, but didn't get too much damage on it. We're also gonna spin up to clear out some creeps now. Be careful of playing too far forward, and double kill for Creme de la Creme. Snapfire picks it up with the Scatter Blast. So, immediately proving me wrong on who has the aggro potential in this lane. Bot side, WLDL y'all taking a little bit of flack from the Spirit Lance. You see, oh wow, Lupo is having a very good lane mid. This is really tough in the last hit category for Greg Polino's Great Uncle Bailey. Lupo up 19 and 12 to 5 and 4. So look for this OD to be really off to the races. Bot side, picking up the kill on the Lion. $Sign y'all gets the last touch. And basically just auto attacks and burn damage. Spelling the end there. So I'm so scared of this last hit deny comparison. Lupo's gonna be huge. Ooh, Megamat getting low. Could have the Maledict out onto JBS. Force the Witch Doctor back.
Smells a bit gamey.
Brevin throwing out the Scatter Blast. Maybe considering going forward, but with the spin probably. Now they're going to get the Maledict into the spin, so this is going to be trouble for Creme de la Creme. Jumps through the spin with the cookie, but I think the damage has been done with this Maledict. Going to turn forward towards Tremolo.
I'm sorry.
will eventually tick out to the Maledict. So that's the very scary combo that this lane has. If you get just one bounce of the Paralyzing Cask on a hero with the Maledict and the Jump Spin, it is just so much damage. Permacines would be proud of the build from Mega Mat with 2 points in Cask already, and there it is again, the spin. They're going to get the cookie forward onto Mega Mat, which will allow JVS just enough time to drop down the Tombstone. So they'll get their return kill. Supports trade for each other. And the cores will be able to walk away. Tremolo is going to finish off the Perseverance, so going right into the Battle Fury. That'll be their choice for answering the Phantom Lancer.
Behold!
And for farming up throughout the game. Nice stun by L3M right on the stairs. Lupo's going to step forward, has the Meteor Hammer complete. So he's going to get the setup onto Great Uncle Bailey. And the Sanity's Eclipse finishes it off, and they're going to look for more. Hex onto Jakiro. Stunned up, draining the mana. The damage from Lupo is so much already. Creme Creme getting a kill in the meantime topside, and Lupo finishes it off.
Dota 2.
$3 sign y'all for the double kill. We missed topside. Not much. Maybe a death summary. It's like just playing a little low and then gets finished off by the high damage Scatter Blast. Yeah, 3 points in there already. Not even opting for Little Shredder. Because you're going to get tower damage elsewhere, and that's, to me, the main reason to pick up an early point Little Shredder is just to help get a little more tower damage. But I think Creme de la Creme is going to be playing more around generating pressure. Just by going for kills and pushing Molo off of the tower. Pretty even in last hits overall, other than the Silencer, and despite the kills, Creme de la Creme a little lower on the last hit side. Silencer, I think we'll eventually be able to catch up. The hero doesn't need a ton to get going, even as a core. Now Creme de la Creme going to get stunned up and Maledicted under the tower, the spin forward. Will it be enough damage from the Maledict? As Mortimer's Kiss is ready, so the potential to turn is going to survive here. Going to keep you in the distance with the Scatter Blast. Yeah, easy heroes only. I am very surprised they've gotten out ahead of this Outworld Destroyers. Now we're going to get a rotation topside from the Silencer. Tremoloso getting low, and here comes the Mortimer's Kisses. It will be enough to bring them down. Great Uncle Bailey is going to finish the rotation in with the haste, gets the curse onto Creme de la Creme. That will be enough damage. JBS throws a punch the other way, and the Tombstone is down, but might be enough. Now Lupo's going to rotate in, see if they can get the return rotation. Gets the stun, silence comes out, but that does not stop the channel of the item.
Killing spree.
And it'll be another pair of kills for Lupo. JBS actually gets the last touch on Silencer.
Dire should look to their top tower.
But that early advantage playing in huge from this Outworld Destroyer, and your rotations are there to match it. Bottom, Legion low on mana, but has, thanks to L3M, but has duel once they have the mana for it. So, might be seeing some... Look at, you can just see the difference in mana. The L3M 2 points into the mana drain, so making it a lot harder for this Dire off lane to do what they want to do. The Heroes Only is gonna pressure Darkstorm off of the small camp.
Mere coin.
$2 y'all going to run into some trouble with Lupo. Mean Hammer just connects on the outside. And the Sanity's Eclipse is just too much. Thanks to all of the missing mana. A couple more kills coming out top.
Double kill.
Make that 3 as another rotation from Silencer is going to end up going wrong. JBS just laying down the hurt on Tremolosoul. Healing Word's going to come out. Only 1 point in it. Oh,
More than 2
oh,
kills.
you're not allowed to do that. That's a triple kill. from this Undying that only has Arcane Boots. Pause for Undying showing up in this lane. That does not tell. That's the wrong plate recap.
Is under attack.
The damage, the wax, and the decay. Look at how much damage this guy's doing.
Dire should look to their middle tower.
But off to a 3K, 7-kill lead so far. European
Dire's
Coalition
middle tower
Dreams.
is under attack.
Press buttons are getting the advantage down in this bot lane. Legion Commander overall winning this, and they're going to get their rotation in from Great Uncle Bailey, so this is going to be trouble for Darkstorm. They've got a lot of AoE damage here. They're going to get the duel onto the correct hero, so that will be a nice first duel victory for Easy Heroes only. Lupo's going to get the rotation in, so let's see if they can get something off the back of this. Meteor Hammer connects onto the hero again. There's a double damage on the Outworld Destroyer. Greg Polito's Great Uncle Bailey going to get chunked down, and then the Finger of Death comes out from L3M. Press buttons getting a little bit back, but then immediately turning back around on. And the damage coming out. Oh no, the spin finishes, and Creme de la Creme's there with more Riskisses. Find another kill onto Tremolosil. The rotation in from Easy Heroes only will just be to clean up the farm that's become available. Mid tower picked up by, looks like Darkstorm brought that down.
Bottom tower is under attack.
The thing's already looking scary for press buttons. Still plenty of time. Find some more space in here. Duel's back up, still low on mana. Easy Heroes only. Like, throw some mangoes their way. So seeing if they can find another duel here. They've got the Maledict available. Going to throw the cask out. And the Maledict onto Creme de la Creme. So here comes Easy Heroes only, but gets stunned up by L3M, who's been waiting in the trees. JBS steps forward. Witch Doctor is the first to go down. Great Uncle Bailey chasing forward, but Easy Heroes only getting beaten down by this Undying in the backline. Molo's end with the Healing Ward, but it's not going to be enough. So now they get the stuns onto Great Uncle Bailey in these trees. There ends up being 3 going down on the side of press buttons. Molosil's going to have to be careful farming up under this tower. Switch over to net worth, and it pretty much follows the last hits denies. So many kills from this Radiant offlane. Creme de la Creme and JBS have 12 kills between the two of them.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Coalition's 19. That is bonkers.
There is little hope for
The bottom
Dire's
tower getting
middle
picked up
tower.
as well. Easy Heroes only maybe looking for something. Catch Lupo, but gonna smell it out as they show on the creep wave and be able to blink away. Blink Dagger is finished on this Outworld Destroyer. So, pretty scary build off the bat. You've got Diffusal Blade on Darkstorm is finished. They're gonna use the Global Silence, see if they can catch something, but with the blink out by OD, I think that will just be disengage for press buttons.
Dire should look to their top tower.
The smoke up from Dire, but the line they draw is not going through any heroes. Darkstorm has
Bottom tower is in
ventured up towards the top side to farm. This will get them good positioning to take down this tower, although now an Invis Rune on Outworld Destroyer. Coalition is actually fully behind where Press Buttons has smoked into. Press Buttons is not going to find anything, but they might be in for a surprise when they come back. Somebody circling it out. I think that's L3M.
are scanning for
Yeah, they scan, pick up Megamat, so they're going to chase back. But only L3M and Lupo coming this way, so they have to be careful who they run into here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
L3M going to walk right past Great Uncle Bailey. He's going to get astraled up by Lupo. The stun to follow up from the line. Creme de la Creme, in the meantime, is teleporting down to the tower. Already has Guardian Greaves finished on the Snapfire.
Money changes hands.
Lupo gonna blink forward, but not finding anybody right away as press buttons, dodge into the trees. JVS is joined down here too. Position 1s are both farming upstairs, so could have a big 4v4 fight. Huge overwhelming odds immediately into a duel, but they have the Astral save from Lupo, and now the damage is coming out from Creme de la Creme. And just absolute chaos all of a sudden. The Sanity's Eclipse. Massive damage, and it's a triple kill for Creme de la Creme at the end of the day. And wow, that fight just went 0 to 100. All of these ults getting used. And the damage ends up just being too much between largely the Mortimer's Kisses and the Sanity's Eclipse. Just an absurd amount of damage. Tons of damage from the Macropyre, but just not enough to bring down more than the Lion.
Dire's bottom tower.
Enough to a 10k. Creme de la Creme, the most valuable hero in the game on this position 3 Snapfire. Lino's Great Uncle Bailey gonna run into Lupo here, gonna get Astral. Does get the last word off, but that's, once again, the Meteor Hammer is the most powerful spell in the Sodi's arsenal, and it's not a spell at all, so the silences are not enough. They do get the Maledict in. So Mega Mat steps forward, Great Uncle Bailey goes down, but it's going to be enough to bring down Lupo, so that's a really big kill for press buttons. Rollosoul going to pick up L3M on the backline and wearing down Darkstorm as well. Has the Battle Fury finished. They do finally bring down Lupo in the backline. I thought had already gone down, but Creme de la Creme is here. And JVS as well, so Coalition not ready to back down yet as they get the stun with the zombie onto Jakiro. Damage coming out from Creme de la Creme is going to be enough. JVS finishes it off with the decay. Darkstorm going to push Tremoloso back into the base. The Coalition still end up getting a decent amount there after the early lead from press buttons in that fight. Does wear down the gold lead a little bit. 1,000 gold picked up there, which mostly went to Witch Doctor. What do we got for items? Blink on the Courier for Lion. Now another Meteor Hammer comes down, but the Blade Mail is going to discourage Lupo from going any further. In big danger of getting dueled there. Just take it easy for now. Going into the pipe now for Creme de la Creme, so full kind of support offlane build. I enjoy seeing, though it would be fun to see a full damage build. I expect with the amount of net worth that the Snapfire is getting, once they're closer to the damage talents, the attack damage, and the Little Shredder multi-shot, I think that's when we'll start to see a heavier damage build come out. The Snapfire is now up in the top jungle. Coalition's gonna find 2 more. Mega Mat throws down the ult, and with the Maledict, I think that's gonna be enough to bring down our Orb Destroyer. There's another mechanism on JBS. And you can't say it's a bad thing to have 2 of them on the team because it just saved Lupo. That plus the Astral is enough to survive the brutal Maledict in Witch Doctor ult.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Easy Hero's only working on that Blink Dagger. That'll be a really important pickup to give press buttons a better chance at getting some earlier engage initiation on the Coalition. Darkstorm has the Defusal Yasha finished, not too far off from Manto, which is going to be really scary. Creme, no fear, pushing this tower. It's going to find quite a few heroes. Oh, the Ice Path doesn't quite connect. They do get the Arcane Curse for the slow, and here's the Duel. Do they have enough damage? They're going to use Macropyre to try to bring them down. Duel does not do it, but they do find the damage to eventually bring down Creme de la Creme not long after. I think if Witch Doctor was there, they get that Duel. Just had to rotate it. bit later, and so they didn't have the Maledicture for the extra kicker damage there.
Dire structures are fortified. Dire are
Oh Lord, this Undying is ahead of 2 of the Dire cores in net worth
is
now.
under attack. Dire's top tower
This has gotten so much space. Working on an Ags,
Radiant's bottom tower is under
which
attack.
is ups the decay strength skill to 8. I think they reduced that recently. I'm pretty sure it used
Is
to be
under
10.
attack. Radiant's bottom tower is no more.
Press Buttons is going to pick up that Radiant Tier 1 now. So there's got a couple here smoked up, but it's going to be the catch from L3M onto Legion Commander.
Dire's top tower is under
Done.
attack.
Yep. Now as Darkstorm comes in, they're going to throw down the Silence. Looks like it was dodged by a couple heroes, and so now the Mortimer's Kiss has come out onto Great Uncle Bailey. The duel is there onto Lupo, but not enough damage with the stun from L3M. Now the Sanity's Eclipse almost finishes off with Shocker. That will be enough to bring them down. Easy heroes only as well. And in the backline, Darkstorm's going to chase down Tremolo Soul, and Lupo doesn't even go down for that Macro Pyre damage, so ends up being an incredibly favorable fight for European Coalition. Now the blink forward from L3M, they get the stun on Jakiro, and Darkstorm's going to be there to finish it off with the Spirit Lance. That will slowly be a full team wipe. Jakiro not getting caught in the fight recap, but
Dire's middle
picked up
tower
on the
has
tail end of
fallen.
that. So now just an absolutely massive lead for Coalition. This is hard for Press Buttons to get back into. They're going to need things to go pretty well their way at this point. It looks like Dire will set up around Roche. Darkstorm joining the party here. Quicker work than this Offlaner. Oh, JBS is almost, I think with this Roche, is going to move ahead of the Juggernaut. If we have 4 heroes on the top of the network, there's double damage here too. Darkstorm's going to run over and get that.
Double damage!
This is pretty slow Roche. I think they wish Lupo was there. Outworld Destroyer does significant Roche damage, I believe, because of how Arcane Orb works. Oh, so now they get a mean catch onto Megamat. Just trying to get some vision here. The Finger of Death will finish it off. They are going to get the taunt with the duel onto Lupo, so maybe stepping a little too far forward with the blink. Astral, so is alive for now, but will finally tick down to the Macro Pyre. Silence is going to interrupt the ult from Come to the Front, and that allows Great Uncle Bailey to get out. Roll Soul now, jumping forward onto L3M, is going to find that kill, but has to get out of here quick, because Coalition is still in the area. Without one of their other heroes close by, might be a little safer. Those are going to step up now. Chase them, but it's scary to chase them into the jungle. They're going to throw down the Tombstone to really say no thank you. Now they're going to get this slow, and here comes Darkstorm. This is what we were worried about. They chased up this way. Arcane Curse comes out immediately. Going to get wiped off, and now Easy Heroes Unleashed falling so low to the damage from Darkstorm. Darkstorm falling low as well, but still has the Aegis. It's going to Doppelganger out. Jumped away from the cookie, but the slow from Arcane Curse is going to be too much. They will find the Aegis here, but Lupo is back. This is going to be all 5 heroes back up. Nice Ice Path to follow up the Aegis. Now, Sanity's Eclipse with the Glimmer Cape is going to be enough to survive. Now, here comes the Macro Pyre. The dual damage. Lupo falling so low, but Lupo actually gets the duel. And Astral's away to survive for now. Meanwhile, though, Darkstorm picks up Great Uncle Bailey. Now he's going to turn towards Tremoso. The cookie forward can be enough as JBS finishes it off. Has the full Aghanim Scepter and the Shard. So much damage running Flesh Golem forward.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
just absolutely massive amounts of strength in the Undying. Only the supports left alive for press buttons, and this will be the first tier 3 tower. Throw down the ice path to slow down some of the creeps and illusions. Great Uncle Bailey's back up to dish out some more AoE damage to clear these waves. And Legion's gonna jump forward, they're gonna get the duel onto Creme de la Creme, but the damage is so much from Darkstorm. Silence will help Easy Heroes survive the duel, but they will be the first to go down. Creme de la Creme might die in the back lines. Darkstorm tears apart Great Uncle Bailey, Tremolo Soul's in, and with the doppelganger dodge, L3M ends up going down to ult. Now Darkstorm is going to fall as well, so double kill for Tremolo Soul, that's a significant amount of gold. 1,000 from those 2 kills, and maybe have the Flesh Golem cooldown available so much with this Ag Shard. UBS can dodge away, now Tremolo Soul has to be careful. Lupo's up on this high ground. And is going to decide to turn their attention back towards the creep wave as Bo continues backing out. So you've got the Ags finished on Outworld Destroyer. That's why we've seen all of these Astral Imprisonments coming out. Doing so much. Pipe finished on Creme de la Creme. What are they working on next? Nothing queued up yet. JVS has the full eggs done. Darkstorm finished the Manta at some point, and there's actually going back for a wand, which is a little interesting.
I'll take that as tribute.
Well, there are a ton of spells getting thrown out in these fights, so I think it's going to be good. And they're going to go for a Scotty next, so that's going to be a scary amount of damage. Your side, Tremolo has full Battle Fury Manta done. Not in bad shape. Climbed the net worth chart quite a bit off of those last couple fights. We definitely have at least a bit of a path back into this off of the strong path. Guaranteed to be quite a few heroes now, as Easy Hero is only going to get astraled up. Now this ward doing so much work as the duel comes out, but it's going to be Creme de la Creme that picks up the victory. Double kill for Lupo as Mega Man goes down as well. Blink forward into the Finger of Death Astral to complete the catch. Great Uncle Bailey has a haste rune and is in, but now nowhere to go. As $ Y'all falls, and soon after, so will this tower.
Dire's bottom tower is no more.
Finish up looking at items off of that fight. So 4 Staff Glimmer for Hero, just the Aether Lens, and Shard for Witch Doctor. Legion has Blade Mail Blink, just have that for a bit. Witchblade getting finished up for the Silencer. Lupo gonna throw down the Meteor Hammer on the tower. Easy Hero's only maybe looking for a duel there with the Blade Mail, but it's going to think better of it. Dire able to keep Coalition off of their base for now. Darkstorm going to recap that outpost. Looks like Coalition will start looking at pushing top in so far. Top in next, sorry. These waves are getting pretty blown up, so they have to find another way to break this high ground. Got Sanj Kaya coming out next for Snap, who also has Shard, so able to throw those cookies a little bit farther and get some extra damage. They're going to get double stun from the Ice Path into the Macropyre, so that will discourage the push for now. Darkstorm still up on the high ground. It's going to get Maledicted into the ult. Have to Doppelganger away. Global Silence comes out. Not quite in time now. Creme de la Creme going to get dueled with the Blade Mail. Will be enough Hex onto Easy Heroes only, so it will end up being the Legion Commander that goes down. And now this could be Coalition's path into the base as they get the damage of the Finger of Death onto Great Uncle Bailey. Darkstorm going forward now onto the supports. Double kill picked up. $2 Y'all going down. Tremolo Soul spinning through all of these illusions, but now right as the spin finishes, Astral Imprisonment comes out, and another Astral to follow the Sendi's Eclipse.
Mega kill.
Finishes off.
Double
Oh
kill.
my goodness. Sendi's Eclipse finishes Witch Doctor in the base, despite the fountain, and then the final damage from the Astral finishing on top of the Sendi's Eclipse damage is too much, and Tremolo goes down as well. So that'll be another set of racks for European Coalition. By respawning, maybe going to give it one more fight. The tier 4s are being hit. This is looking like curtains, but maybe they can find one last fight in here. Lupo's going to jump forward. Astral onto 2. But here's the ult from Megamat. Can it be enough to bring somebody down? No, they get the stun onto Easy Heroes only, who's going to give up the duel. Greg Polino's Grey on the Bailey falling so low as Creme de la Creme clicks away at them.
Ownage.
The cast comes out, Megamat can only retreat. Lupo now able to Ags away, has the shard.
Dominating performance.
With the Astral, they pick up the kill on Tremolo. And that should do it. No buybacks available. Creme de la Creme going to get the stun on the back line. $Signal has the ice path. GG will get called.
I guess. Onage.
As they finish cleaning up here. So game 1, very decisive win for European Coalition Dreams. We saw pretty crazy performance by some of these heroes. 52-16 in 31 minutes is going to be your final score. 16-3 from Lupo, 13-4 Creme de la Creme Snapfire. They doubled up on the mechanism, and it didn't matter. 9-2. I love the 9-2-7 on the carry, and then 9-2-24 on the support. This Undying looked terrifying. Very strong showing from the Coalition in Game 1. We'll have to see what press buttons can do. They did actually have a little bit of an early lead, at least in win probability. It was very even farming until we started to see Coalition snowball, and then they just never turned around. You can see how just the slightest bit of net worth and experience advantage turned into, like, huge prediction from the win probability that they were going to carry that game most of the way. Undying did not finish the game above the Juggernaut. Did he ever? There was a couple minutes here, which might have been after the Roche fight, where they did have 4 heroes on top in the net worth. And actually almost snuck back in off of the final base taking. The final net worth always looks really one-sided in games like this because of the gold coming from the base. All the building net worth you get a bit closer before. Yeah, alright, I think we'll have a quick break and then get right into Game 2. Alright, we're back for game 2. Draft starting momentarily. Update my stream title. European Coalition of Dreams took game 1 in pretty decisive fashion, so we're looking for press buttons to have a bit of a comeback here. Press Buttons is going to have first pick in the draft again. So, see what they decide they want to respond with. They're going to start with a Zeus ban. So not going after any of the heroes from last game immediately.
5 seconds.
Get into Coalition's first ban next.
It is Radiant's ban.
The Naga Siren. This is one of the more popular cores we've seen. People are learning to play the Naga because it has been really strong in the meta right now.
10 seconds
As a sheep
remain.
picked.
5 seconds remain. It is
6 games. 50% win rate so far.
Turn to pick.
And then it'll be the Outworld Destroyer and then the Lina for the last 2 bans. Yeah, the Lupo got so far ahead so quickly on the OD last game. So I definitely think that's a worthy respect ban. I think if European Coalition wanted to pick it again, they could definitely get away with it.
Dire's turn to pick.
Face the light.
Alright, so we get the opening Dawnbreaker pick. I like this to mix things up a little. This got banned out in the second phase as well. This has been 4th most picked hero overall in the league. Not a crazy win rate, 31%. So it hasn't looked amazing, but I think Dawn is still a pretty strong hero right now. Coalition answers it with the Tiny, and we'll get one more pick from them here. Tiny's pretty versatile. We've been seeing him getting played core and support. And Coalition will take the Undying again. JBS's Undying was absolutely terrifying last time. So this will be fun to watch more of.
10 seconds remain. 5
Interesting.
seconds.
Maybe they play that 5 this game and a Tiny 4. We Disruptor for press buttons. I like this to protect the Dawnbreaker.
It is
Because Disruptor is really powerful against Dawnbreaker. As she can ult in and just get sent back. And really limits her ability to move around the map the way you want to.
10 seconds remain.
It doesn't do a ton against Tiny or Undying, because you can't... If it's a Tiny focusing on, like, jump in, toss back, you can't really prevent that with the Disruptor's repositioning. But it should also keep these heroes kind of at bay pretty well with Kinetic Field and Static Storm. With the Silencer banned out by press buttons. They picked it last game. But I forget. I think that can interrupt Dawnbreaker's ult globally, so I think that's another one to protect the Dawnbreaker.
Dire's turn to ban. 10 seconds remain.
Alright, it'll be the Jakiro band out.
5
Another press buttons
seconds
banning the
remain.
heroes that they played last game, which I find that they themselves played last game. Oh, I'm an idiot. I didn't switch my screen. Sorry, there's the draft.
Radiant's turn to ban.
You could at least hear it, and I was describing what was happening. Man. Alright, the Treant Protector. This is bad. I was surprised we didn't see this contested at all, because it's been played a couple times by press buttons in the league, and it's one of the strongest position 5s right
10
now.
seconds.
Just
It is
absolutely
dire.
absurd healing comes out from Treant Protector. We get the Necro ban. I'm surprised we're not seeing more heroes from last game ban. There's the Snapfire ban, which again was something Coalition of Dreams played, and then they themselves banned now. So pretty interesting bans overall.
Radiant must choose.
Dusk.
And Tusk going to be the next ones picked up. This hero looks really scary. I like seeing this hero as a first pick lately, because it's versatile and hard to answer. Can be played mid
10
or 4
seconds.
most often. You've got some flexibility for it though.
5 seconds.
So I'm curious to see where this ends up. I don't think Coalition's played it yet. No, they haven't. So I'm not sure who this will be on. Haven't played the Tiny yet either. So I'm excited to see. I mean, they can leave it flexible and try to find a mid matchup they prefer. See what press buttons answers here with their next couple picks.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Be the Shadow Shaman. Another kind of pair of more traditionally played 5 heroes, not a direct typical 4 position hero for press buttons. I'm guessing that's a matter of
10
comfort.
seconds remain.
They've got a lot of
5
lockdown now, which is going to be pretty good into this Tiny and Tusk, because they want to be able to play forward aggressively, and Shadow Shaman can get so much cast range on Shackles in particular that he can sit really far back and be able to counter those jump-ins pretty quickly with his stun. The Hex as well doesn't have as crazy of the cast range, but it's instant cast point. So it makes it a really good response to the blinks. And Coalition is purely melee so far. So even when they're not playing super jump forward, they don't have... Like, they have the tools to jump onto the backline once they get their blink daggers.
Dire must choose.
But they have to get pretty far back. It'll be a Slark now for press buttons. So look at between the Slark and Dawnbreaker, this tells me press buttons want to find some early game advantage. Got decent supports to fight with those two, with the Disruptor and Shadow Shaman. So
10
pretty on
seconds.
track
It is
for a
Radiant's
fast-paced game.
Drow Ranger.
And the response to that will be a Drow Ranger. So yeah, they definitely have a really good front line already with this Undying, Tiny, and Tusk. So Drow Ranger has a lot of space to play. Slark and Dawnbreaker
10
do give
seconds
press buttons
remain.
decent options for jumping forward onto the Drow.
5 seconds
Um,
remain.
But they're not perfect because Drow has the Gust. Like, she can get Slark off of her. I mean, if she gets leashed,
Dire's
Slark,
turn
like, she
to
can't
ban.
get that much distance. She'd need Gust and Hurricane Pike.
Radiant's turn to ban.
And even then, especially once he gets Ags, it's really hard to get away from the Slark. But definitely has defensive tools. If we see Snowball saves, they'll have that option.
10 seconds
So, yeah.
remain.
Pretty even drafts again so far. I'm curious where
5
these heroes are lining up for
seconds
Coalition.
remain.
I think we have a pretty clear picture for press buttons,
It is Dire's
other than the
ban.
supports who know it in either lane. So yeah, it looks like we're looking for a mid lane on either side. Those could be a mid tiny. It doesn't look like a carry tiny, so I think this is a 4
Radiant must
tiny, or maybe a
choose.
5 tiny since we saw JBS on the 4 Undying last game, and then a mid Tusk. And so I think they might actually be looking for an offlaner here for Coalition. It ends up being... I assume these are mid bans, the Hoodwink and Void Spirit. I think those are the same bans Press Buttons did in the final phase last game.
5
And Viper
seconds.
Shadow Fiends, yeah. Coalition, pretty confident that Press Buttons is looking for a mid. I like the Shadow Fiend ban. I think it kind of carry mid would work well. Ooh, it's going to be the Razor. So things might be moving a little bit. This could be a mid Dawnbreaker, or it can just be a mid Razor. That's scary now for Coalition, because you kind of have to pick a hero that beats
10
both
seconds
Dawnbreaker
remain.
and Razor in lane.
Who will
They're gonna
enforce
go
your will upon the
Techie.
battlefield today?
So it's gonna be an off-lane Tiny, assuming they keep the same position, and this is a mid Techies. And it will be the off-lane Dawnbreaker and the mid Razor. I have no idea how they're... I think this is a pretty Razor-favored matchup. I think when we had this in the off-lane with the support Techies, in the last game I was casting, I think Chio said that, like, Techies does not lane well into her. Alright, for hats, this is a sick tiny set. I think this is one of the new Collector's Cache ones. This is really pretty. Nothing on Techies, nothing on Dawnbreaker, so those kind of even out. Arcanas on Razor and Drow. This is a cool Disruptor set. And a good Shadow Shaman set. I really like this Tusk, the eye patch. And this Tiny is too cool. I gotta give it to Coalition of Dreams for the hats. But yeah, for the overall draft, I think Press Buttons have the more obvious tools. The Techies mid is really the wild card here. So I don't want to, like, I don't know, I don't want to assume that it's bad. Because I feel like Coalition didn't just last pick a mid Techies for no reason. I think they're pretty confident in it. Maybe they're just feeling good at coming off of a more stompy game 1, but yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one.
Prepare for battle.
Alright, so for the Radiant side, we've got Press Buttons. It's going to be easy heroes only on the off-lane Dawnbreaker. $G$ y'all on the position for Disruptor. Greg Polito's Great Uncle Bailey on the mid Razor. Megamat on the position 5. Shadow Shaman, and then Tremolo Soul on the position 1 Slark. For European Coalition of Dreams, it'll be JBS reprising the role on the position 4 Undying. Lupo on what I assume is the mid Techies, maybe moving over to the off lane. Creme de la Creme on the Tiny is kind of lining up in the mid lane, so maybe that is a swap. L3M on the 5 Tusk, and then Darkstorm on the position 1 Drow. I wonder if this is even going to be an off... Well, he doesn't have a Quelling Blade. Maybe an off-lane Undying and a 4 Techies, but this looks more like core items. This looks more like...
Who will emerge victorious?
Alright. Bounty Rune's going to start off even. I missed this. I looked away for a second because somebody messaged me. But apparently Easy Heroes only got away with something pretty good there for the Bounty Rune. Which wish I had a replay to go back and look at that. Yeah, this mid matchup, I mean, one of the main strengths of Razor and why he's getting picked a ton as primarily an offlaner, but also in the mid lane, is that he's just such a strong laner. He's really hard to deal with. So I'm very curious. It is Lupo in the mid lane, so they did come back. I'm curious to see how this mid matchup goes. And then, I mean, this Underlord, or Undying is just absolutely terrifying in the first game, so I'm expecting good things out of JBS again. I feel like Tiny will do similar things to Snapfire in lane, has pretty good kill threat with a stun. L3, I'm going to step forward with the tag team, but not going to find much, getting a little outmaneuvered by the move speeds on the other side. Is pretty fast, but has, with the Windlace, has the move speed advantage, but not quite enough. JBS finds Tremolo's courier here. Down in the bottom lane. Last hits so far, Drow out in front. Breakplane Great Uncle Billy having already a much better time on this Razor than they did on the Silencer and the Outworld Destroyer last game. Now L3, I'm going to roll forward on DC Heroes only. He's going to turn and spin back. Jump back, both getting very low. Going to dodge the multi-shot, and L3M is going to escape, so no first blood yet. Both Tusk and Dawnbreaker forced to retreat. I don't want to look away from this lane now, because these players were pretty aggressive last game, so yeah, they're not going to back up much, despite the low health. L3M's going to stick to the trees for now. The hero's only still playing a little forward. Keep an eye on the top of the screen, too, for our health bars in other lanes. Like, these heroes will regen up pretty safely for now. Under the Crime a little low, but tower getting pushed in, so getting some safe farm for now. Come forward from Lupo with the silence, gonna get the damage out on to Greg Polina's Great Uncle Billy. Static field comes out, falling so low. The attack range from Lupo is so high. It won't quite be enough to bring this Razor down. Topside, Darkstorm taking some harass. Off the pull. Easy here is only going to jump forward now with the hammer. Gets stunned up by the snowball, and now they turn with the tag team. Multi-shot gets cancelled by the glimpse, but it's not going to be enough to save Easy here as only Darkstorm picks up first blood for Drow.
Radiant's courier makes the ultimate sacrifice.
And another courier. Courier again is now getting stunned up by the avalanche. Looking for a kill onto JBS, but with the decay, gonna heal up just enough. No, Tremolo still does find the final hit. I can map playing with fire here too, stepping up to Creme de la Creme. Gonna get the stun. The Slark's here. Gets the leash onto Creme de la Creme. Static Storm comes out as well, or Static Field, sorry. Now the Avalanche will give Creme de la Creme a little more space. JBS is back in play, so both of these heroes really low for the Radiant, and they're going to have to be careful. Lupo getting some nice space. Coalition of Dreams up on top of the last hits. That rotation for the Bounty Rune has kept Greg Polina's Great Uncle Bailey out of the lane for enough time for us to get some last hit discrepancy there. All three lanes quite a bit ahead for Coalition.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Oh, they find JBS's courier down here. Can go in both ways now with these courier kills. Upside L3M getting a little low, but able to dodge back through the trees. You're going to stun now on JBS. Tremolo still going to start chipping away with that Essence Shift, but they'll respond with the Tombstone. Now here's the Avalanche. Stun onto Megamat, falling very low. JBS gets that kill with the zombies. Also looking to bring down this Undying. Finally does.
Your body was a
Creme de la Creme a bit low as well. Tremolo got to be careful of all this zombie damage. Topside, Darkstorm gets another kill on the Dawnbreaker. Tremolo's going to get out of the Tombstone range. Oh, Lupo jumping forward behind the tower is going to find a kill. Greg Polino's Great Uncle Billy. All of a sudden, things looking scary once again for Press Buttons. Didn't talk too much about the history of these teams coming into the game, but it's definitely worth mentioning. Both teams off to not an amazing start to their season, looking to pick up some more wins in this series. Press Buttons is a... Ooh, as they find a kill bot side. Creme falling so low, Megamat not quite having space to get the last hit. Press Buttons is one of the free agent teams, so these players have been playing together for the first time ever in these matches. And I know at least some of the players on European Coalition of Dreams have been playing together for a while. At least some of them are coming off of winning Yield Raven's Herald Guardian Crusader tournament as the unnamed team. And they were pretty dominant in that.
Fortune's changed.
Jumping forward, now immediately going to get avalanched up off of the lead. Megamat's still making their way back over after getting the bounty rune. But will fall down to half. Will survive. Now Lupo getting another jump forward with the mines. It's going to be enough. We'll check topside. L3M is going to be the one falling low down here. Final touch from $G$ Y'all is going to be enough. Taking some ice arrows back, but not going to be enough to bring down the Disruptor. So Press Buttons do find one kill up top on L3M as fights are breaking out all across the map.
Radiant should look to their middle.
He's going to Hex now onto JBS into the stun. He has some shift, but Creme de la Creme's going to walk right on over with Avalanche. A onto one.
Radiant should look to their middle tower.
L3M now going to make their way bot off of their death top side.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
And Tremolo's courier going to go down again there. Oh, and Lupo picks up another kill on this Razor. And now here comes the roll forward from L3M. Also able to escape away. Megamat will not be so lucky. These zombies do see Tremolo, but they're not going to have enough to get over there for a stun. JBS taking the tower hits, but manages to walk it off.
Radiant should look to their bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower is in danger. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Things will quiet down for a bit now. Let's check out some items. Midas on this Tiny out of the off lane.
Radiant's
JBS gonna, I think, be allowed to get this full
I'll take that.
mech boots this time. It's now mid. Megamat falling very low. Great on the Billy gonna be able to push Tusk off from getting the last kill. The last hit to finish it off, and it'll be Razor with the ult and the link. Finds the kill on L3M, and Megamat survives. So nice plays, nice rotations coming out from Press Buttons to pick something up in the mid lane. Relieve some of this pressure that the Techies is bringing out. The mid tower has gone down. These still do, yeah, these do some building.
Mine.
Easy Heroes only might be running into trouble here. Get silenced up by the Techies and the snowball in. It will be too much. Dawnbreaker goes down. Now the sports have to run. Megamat's going to get finished off by the multi-shot.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, bot side, Creme de la Creme hunting under the tower for Tremolo Soul. As level 6, so is getting regen. whenever he's out of vision. Great Uncle Billy now heading up towards top side with a haste rune, but $2 y'all had to back off from the last engagement. The haste rune's gonna wear out. $y'all gonna step up immediately, get gusted. Static field comes out, but isn't gonna be enough. They get the glimpse back though. Really nice glimpse onto Darkstorm. Here comes the Dawnbreaker to try to finish it off. Darkstorm will dodge it for now, spinning in on L3M. Static field just catches the outside. They finish off L3M as well, and now the damage comes out onto JBS.
Killing spree.
Drops the tombstone. That'll be enough to kill $2 y'all.
Dota 2.
3 kills
Double kill.
for the side of press buttons.
Top tower is under attack.
They are not rolling over in this series without a fight. Creme de la creme. Nice avalanche toss combo.
Top tower.
Onto Mega Man. Now Easy Heroes only may have stayed too long up here. This Razor left to get out. Lupo looking for a kill is gonna get it. Waves goodbye as the sticky bomb finishes them off. Now Darkstorm rotating bot off of the respawn. Dusting up from Low Soul, but not gonna be enough. $2 y'all stepping up to get Thunderstrike down.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Heroes only not particularly pleased with the high five being offered.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Darkstorm gonna get the space from their supports to pick away at this bot tower.
Radiant's bottom tower is in danger.
Like, with the double damage from Razor, and they're gonna smoke to try to rotate off of this. They'll get the fort. Now they get to roll forward onto $2 y'all. With the Walrus punch up, they are going to find the kill there. Now here comes the rest of press buttons. The multi-shot, so much damage, and they have to be so careful playing into these mines when getting set up by Lupo. Static Link,
Killing spree.
and the ult is not going to be enough to bring down Creme de la Creme. Easy Heroes only sneaks in for the deny, but might pay for it with their life as there's 4 heroes in the area now. And they manage to escape. Ice Shards is going to find them. Here's the stun.
Mega kill.
And
Bonus.
Easy Heroes only going down at the hands of Lupo once more. The press buttons trying to find a favorable fight off of European Coalition's tower push, but end up being the ones to lose more. 6k net worth advantage now from the Dire. All 3 cores up on top, led by Lupo on this Techies. They jump forward in a very nice silence on to Mega Mac. Nice rotation in from Easy Heroes only to try to counter this engagement. We have the Hex, L3M, and they survive for just long enough. The sticky bomb goes off, but L3M will go down. It'll be a position 5 trade at the hands of each of the mid-heroes. Chase forward now towards Lupo. See if they can find somebody else. Darkstorm is farming pretty low. They are going to spot that out, so they get a big hammer toss forward. They're going to dive forward. Easy Heroes only trying to find if the Gust comes out for the silence. They get a nice glimpse back into his 2-man Static Storm, so that will be a double kill for Greg Polino's Great Uncle Bailey. As now they get the Static Field
Ignore your email
and pick up
number.
Darkstorm off the back line as well. Triple kill for Great Uncle Bailey. So press buttons, bouncing back. Now they're gonna get another kill. I think that was the glimpse damage that takes it onto JBS. So 4 heroes down. Press buttons, trying to bring this game and this series back. Okay, now with the Illusion Rune, we're gonna chip away at this mid tower. Avalanche comes out, and that'll be enough to discourage press buttons from continuing on this mid tower. Darkstorm looking to finish the Hurricane Pike, which I think is a good call to try to get away from some of the jump that they have in the form of the Slark and the Dawnbreaker.
I'll take that.
Mega Matt, what's on this courier? Bit of Blink Dagger. It's not easy for me to select with this courier. That's the Razor. Razor's got Shard coming out. Ah, it's the energy booster they grabbed from the shop. Now they're gonna get a catch. Tremolsoul gets the leash onto Darkstorm. Easy Heroes only comes in with the ult. Falls pretty low to the Techie Mines and will be forced to retreat as it doesn't quite connect onto Darkstorm. All of press buttons down here in the area, though. We'll see if they look for something or if they're going to split up and farm some more. Maybe setting up for a smoke here as well on the Dire side. All 3M working on Orb of Corrosion. Blink Dagger has been up on Tiny. Creme de la creme. L3M walking forward and get glimpsed back.
There is little hope for Dire's
They try to get some vision down here. Doesn't end up getting any wards down. Or if they did, it was already dewarded. First item, Basher, is going to be what's queued up for this Slark. Now they throw down the wards on the mid tower. Creme de la creme had been trapped in them as well. Able to get out. Damage coming out onto L3M and now towards Lupo. Able to bring down the siege creeps. It looks like that won't be quite enough to take this tower. There's enough of a defense from European Coalition. Now jump forward with the blink, the avalanche into the toss. Easy Hero's only going to go down. Both teams kind of square up around mid with their carries farming off in their triangles. Settle down once more. Echo Saber going to be worked on next for this Tiny. So, probably going into the Ags build. Now they're going to get Vision down, try to move into the Dire jungle. Lupo's been playing here with this Techies, so it could be a dangerous spot to be. Darkstorm's going to rotate in. Low on mana, so not really looking to fight. I think just looking for more space to farm. All out. That D-ward has occurred. Now they're going to smoke up towards mid or bot. See what they'll find, because all of press buttons is up on the top side. It's like they're just going to move towards Easy Heroes only. They're going to get the jump in from Lupo to start things off with the silence into the avalanche. It's just too much. Easy Hero only goes down, but Razor is here. Respawn, Great Uncle Bailey. No, it's not going to be enough. It's falling very low. Tremolo comes in, doesn't quite connect on any of the leashes. Nice Static Storm from $G$, y'all. These Static Storms have been beautiful. Creme will go down, but Darkstorm has a double damage. Picks away at Tremolo's soul. So it'll end up being a 1-for-1 after that initial go. Bring down Easy Heroes only, so European Coalition of Dreams still getting the better of that fight. But not by a huge amount. Disruptor's been really impressive from $G$ side now. I've really liked these glimpses and Static Storms we've seen. Very clutch. I think if they just get a little more damage out of this Razor, who's got the Shard. Working on Sanj Yasha next, which is a little interesting. Off of the Shard, I expect to see the Bloodstone. That's been the build lately. Leaning into a more right-click focused build, it looks like. Yes, finding some vision. Has the mechanism done, is going right into those Guardian Greaves. Almost has that finished. People working on E-Blade. Be dishing out even more damage. Now, ooh, they're going to get a nice rotation. Find Darkstorm up in this jungle. Now, they're a beautiful jump forward from Lupo for the silence, and the damage comes out. Mega Mat disappears. Easy Heroes only is in with the stun on JDS. Trying to chase down Darkstorm, but they're not going to have enough. Who's going to be able to turn in another amazing Static Storm onto 2 heroes. The damage from the zombies is coming out as well. Easy Heroes only. Can they get enough glimpse back? Isn't going to be enough. Creme de la creme is here as well and finds the kill on the Disruptor. They're both going to back away so low on health, but there's nothing left in the tank for press buttons to find the rest of these kills.
Structures are fortified.
Like this mid tower will finally go down at the hands of some Slark Illusions. Creme de la Creme almost finished with this Echo Saber. Silver Edge will be the item of choice for Darkstorm next. The Hurricane Pike completed. L3 I'm going to start working on a Blink of their own. That's going to be a really scary timing. Basher finished on Tremolo. Quick has a Satanic queued up next. Is yeah, going to grab the Morbid Mask. I feel like you need an attack speed item in here somewhere. Like, the Basher is going to be really important for fights. I definitely like seeing a Basher around a position one that's trying to fight early enough. But I think between the essence, like, all of what he's trying to do is going to be based off of his attack speed. Still working on the Yasha. Got Aether Lens done. $50 y'all. Almost done for Mega Mad as well. Those are both really important items for those two heroes. European Coalition of Dreams going to turn towards this top tower, chunk away at it, in Techie's mines, and in just a moment when we get a tree hitting us, they're not even going to quite need the tree for the tower to go down. Pick up that tower. Meanwhile, Press Buttons is going to get forward onto Darkstorm with the stuns and the Static Storm. It's too much.
Did I interrupt you?
The smoke and the teleports isn't going to be enough for them to save the Drow, but now they're going to rotate in behind. Get the jump forward. Easy Hero's only falling so low, and it's going to go down to the Techie's mines. They get the glimpse back on the Techies, so Lupo will eventually fall. Now they get the jump onto Megamat. So far, oh, now double kill for JVS, and G$Y'all is going to go down as well, so European Coalition of Dreams once again going to find the better in that fight. They do lose their mid and Drow, but it's still a favorable gold swing for them. And looks like they're going to be able to turn this into a tier 2 mid tower. Like, as the Radiant respawn, not going to have enough to be able to save this tower.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Now, Tremolo picks up a double damage rune. Is going to have to be careful. Does manage to dodge Creme de la Creme and the rest of the Dire as they retreat off of their tower push.
Tower is under attack.
Darkstorm has gotten so much space via this part of the Radiant jungle, like doing a really good job on Coalition to find more farm around the map and just lead up. Tiny way out in front with that hand of Midas now. 9k overall lead. All three cores. For European Coalition once again at the top of the net worth. This game's definitely been quite a bit closer than the last one, but still pretty Coalition favored. They are going to maybe get a catch here on Creme de la Creme. They get Static Storm down into the stun from the Dawnbreaker. He's finished her shard. They get the glimpse back, keeping the Static Storm even longer. Very durable hero with this Tiny. 2 levels in grow already. Now you got to be careful as you chase into some mines, but it won't be enough. They find the kill on the Tiny. A really nice pickup for Press Buttons. 532 gold. Does go the way of the Disruptor, but they'll take it on whoever can get it right now. Coalition maybe thinking about fighting up towards this triangle despite being down their Tiny. I don't know if either team is thinking about Roche quite yet. We're both just vying for control, kind of this side of the map. Darkstorm looks like has the Shadow Blade on the way. Blink Dagger ready for Tusk as well, so this could be a scary timing coming out from European Coalition Dreams. You got the Desolator done on Dawnbreaker. It's actually going to be a smoke up from Press Buttons. Dawn does not have the mana for this fight. Has the Soul Ring available. Now they are going to get the jump forward. Leash doesn't quite connect on JVS, but they have so much damage into the Flesh Golem, and they get a really nice catch on the backline on this Drow. Stuns and the wards into the Static Storm. very well executed smoke from Press Buttons, keeping this one interesting. They pick up another 2 kills. 28 to 20, still an 8k net worth lead. Things definitely starting to look up for Press Buttons. How many? 7 and 4. Yeah, a lot of these kills are on their Disruptor. Razor having a very good game as well. Greg Polino's great Uncle Bailey showing up on this Razor. Kills are pretty spread out. Lupo has 8 on the techies, leading for
Dire's bottom tower is
the
under
Dire
attack.
side.
Radiant's structures fortified.
Double damage going to get picked up.
Dire's
Been a
structures fortified.
few double damage things already in this game. We'll see if Creme de la Creme wants to fight with that, maybe just farm away. So much damage with the tree. Going halfway to the Ags already for Creme de la Creme. That's going to be terrifying. The amount of damage that that does is absolutely absurd. Creme de la Creme with Blink 4, find 2. With the Avalanche, absolutely tearing apart with the tail end of this double damage. Great Uncle Bailey is going to be in trouble. The Snowball comes in, brings JDS with them.
Double kill.
Looking for that last hit. Creme de la Creme finds it, gets the double kill through the Static Storm. So just when it looks like Press Buttons starting to find some more footing in this game, European Coalition comes right back. The huge double kill by Creme de la Creme. Merlot seems to have their minds set on the Satanic. Have that done pretty soon. Blade Mail being worked on by JBS. Has the Shard as
Radiant's
well.
bottom tower is under attack.
Eki Shard is available. This one's really scary because it gives the extra length on Blast Off as well as the stun. You can just see it right away. Just being used on
Radiant's
some
bottom tower is under
creeps,
attack.
but very scary if it hits a hero. We're gonna get the defensive wards, protect the tower. E-Blade is ready on Lupo as well. This Techies is very scary at the moment. You have to play so far back. Like, luckily you have... Both of these heroes have their Aether Lens done. Yeah, actually the full Octarine on Disruptor is now going to start working on
Radiant's bottom
Ags.
tower is under attack.
That mute on the ult will be very, very important. Ooh, they get the kinetic field, but Creme de la Creme able to blink away before any damage comes in. Shards come out now. Now another Avalanche onto 2. They get the nice stun from Megamat, and that's going to be a Static Storm into the Dawnbreaker ult. Gets stunned up as she arrives, but now they're going to find 2 kills right off the bat. Creme de la Creme goes down, and JBS is going to have to run away under the trees, gets stunned up, and they find the kill. So really nice defense there from Press Buttons. Amazing reactions to the initiative from European Coalition. Looks like this Silver Edge is ready to go on the Drow. Team tips come out. They really liked that Dawnbreaker ult.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Not able to find too much. They'll get some better control of this part of the map back for Press Buttons. Yeah. It must just be this ward that's giving Dire a little bit of information about when they're farming this camp. That was where Creme de la Creme got the jump over here too, and there's not like a deeper ward.
Don't let it catch you.
First on BKB will be the next item. for the Drow now that the Silver Edge is finished. Razor has the Sanj and Yasha, looking for the BKB next as well, not too far away from it from that side either. BKB being worked on by Tuskus. Now they get the jump forward on Tremolo Soul, but immediately the Static Storm in response. $2 sign y'all has been absolutely on top of these. Glimpse back into the storm with the stun as well coming out, and Creme de la Creme is going to get brought down. Have to be careful if they chase towards Lupo's laying out the mines. Now Drow's going to come forward out of the Silver Edge, and a big jump by Lupo. Stuns out. Razor is down. Tremolo's in trouble as well. They do get the stuns onto the Drow Ranger, so keeping Darkstorm at bay. Now the lifesteal is going to keep Tremolo alive just enough. L3M will be the next to fall. It'll be a really good fight for press buttons. They get another stun on to Darkstorm, and they finish it off with the zap. All of the damage from the Techies Mines comes out, but Mega Mat already has brought down Darkstorm. So does not mind going down at that point. As once again, a really nice fight from press buttons. End up just trading their mid and support for 3 on the side of European Coalition of Dreams. Gets them closer to finding their way back into this game. Still looking pretty even. Only 6 kills difference. Still a pretty big net worth advantage for the Dire side. Their 3 cores remain up on top of that net worth chart. The Psychic Headband is a really nice last pickup for a neutral item for press buttons that should make its way over to Mega Mat or to $2 sign y'all.
Oh, that's nice.
Both of those heroes adore cast range. And we can see, like, already with the... Oh, yeah, it doesn't even have the, well, it has the shard. That's where you get that cast range buff. Like, this is already scary from just Aether Lens and shard. Shadow Shaman can do really stupid things from a really long range. Cast range. Is this... Oh, it has the blink now, too. That's a really big timing for them. See if they make a play off of that. Both teams kind of just chilling out and farming, feeling that the game pretty even now. Coalition not looking to make as many aggressive jumps.
Mine.
What's nice for Coalition, like, European Coalition has such good backline jump between Tusk, Techies, and Tiny. The backline for press buttons is just the supports. And they've been so on top of staying hidden and getting their spells off at a long range. It's actually really hard for Coalition to get a good jump here. Now Tremolo still can be the one to jump in with the leash onto Creme de la Creme. Now they get the stun onto JBS and the Static Storm on 2 heroes once again. And now Lupo, really big stun onto both of those supports. He's going to find Mega Mat in the back lines. Franklino's Grail in the belly trying to bring down the Tombstone. But it will be the Razor that falls as Darkstorm shows up and brings the pain with this Drow Ranger.
Regeneration.
Have the Satanic and now the full Abyssal Blade for Tremolo. So when this Slark hits, the hits are hard. Gonna work on the Shadow Blade next, full Silver Edge. We'll start giving some attack speed. Make the Slark even scarier as that extra damage comes out. No BKB yet, hasn't felt like they need it. I think Tremolo hasn't died in a while. I'm probably feeling pretty confident on Slark. Yeah, 3, 2, and 7. So in pretty good shape at this point.
I'll take that.
Bo keeping control around the Roche pit just for whenever either team wants to try to make a play at this objective. Of course, kind of battling over pressure on mid. Looks like European Coalition is going to think about going into Roche now. Keep setting up around it. Easy Heroes only walks around with so little mana. Lupo's going to get the jump up with the stun. BKB can get popped by Easy Heroes only. That'll let them escape. That jump may be enough for Coalition to get this Roche done. This press button's not looking to move towards it. It's going to go down very quickly between Creme de la Creme and Darkstorm. So much damage from Tiny and Drow. So they'll get the first Aegis of this game. And immediately are going to smoke. They want to make a play off of it right off the bat. Get the jump immediately onto Shmolosol. Silenced up, he's gone. Static Storm comes down, and here comes Easy Heroes only connecting, not quite, only onto a hero with BKB. Darkstorm teeing off in the back, the opposite way. Easy Heroes only going to get tossed up as well. Do get the kill on JBS. Won't be enough, and now the roll forward from L3M is enough to finish off Megamat. The European Coalition immediately turning that Aegis into quite a few kills, and it's going to be an opportunity for them to push ahead into the Radiant base. And they hurt towers now. Creme de la Creme has the Echo Saber down, has BKB. With those trees, the damage is big. Megamat's going to buy back and throw down the wards to try to stop this push. Creme de la Creme's going to step right up into it. Playing pretty low, and Static Storm is back off cooldown, so he's going to get another 2-hero Static Storm on just the 2 heroes he wants. Gets the kill on Creme de la Creme. Drow is stunned up in the Static Storm. Is going to go down once, get the Aegis. That last tower hit is not quite enough to finish off Lupo. He's going to keep throwing mines in from the back. Razor getting pushed away as Darkstorm steps up. Another buyback now from G$, y'all. This team fight from press buttons is still really scary with the Static Storm and Dawnbreaker roll. It's going to have to be respected here as the Aegis gets taken down.
Time for a tag team.
The range that Lupo is able to threaten from has the Dagon now with the Aether Lens, and is sitting on a Philosopher's Stone. Is a core that does not care at all about the magic damage. Now going to get the E-Blade on Shmolosol into the stun from the Leap. A really nicely timed Dispel from Shmolo into the ult, so he's going to chip away, and Megamat over here with Easy Heroes only gets a kill on Darkstorm. That's huge for press buttons. Now Great Galino's Great Uncle Bailey gets stunned up, but the damage to L3M is going to be enough, so this is looking like another good fight for press buttons. 2 on the deck already. Now the jump forward. Lupo's going to find the kill on Shmolosol immediately into the Static Storm. Heroes only jumping forward. They're going to find the kill on Lupo. JBS now falling low, going to get glimpsed back, and that will do it. So 4 down. Slark hits the deck for press buttons, but other than that, a very nice fight for them. They pick everybody up except Creme de la Creme, who is still respawning. Now a chance for them to really bounce back into this game. Got the disarm finished from Dawnbreaker. I'm guessing that played pretty significantly into their go on Drow. Yeah, Drow didn't get any spells off. Or no, I guess this is not counting the pick off on the Drow there. It also doesn't show her dying, so it's after it's already dead. Yeah, this game is not over. Press button's still very much in this. Creme de la Creme going to lurk around here, going to jump forward on $E sign, y'all. That's the one that's been so troublesome for them. He's just going to have to BKB and walk away as the tower goes down. L3M jumps forward, gets the punch. Isn't going to be able to do any more. Great Uncle Bailey. TP away. Just a little pickup of the Disruptor here. That ends up getting traded for that mid tower, so I think Press Buttons is feeling okay with that. Let's see, BKB almost done on this Tusk. That's going to be a big one for them. Got the Crystallis now, the crit and the Ags is done. Shmolosol going to engage, get the stun from the Abyssal onto Creme de la Creme, but here comes Tusk, and this is going to give Creme de la Creme the space to back away. Links backward, and now the control from Tusk is coming out. Shmolosol Step forward, gets the bashes and Ultram, who has the BKB finish, so they'll have to use the BKB to get some more space, but now the damage and the trees come out. No, still not using the tree volley, and Creme de la Creme goes down with the heals from Easy Heroes only. Tremolo Soul ends up getting that kill. That ends up being a really nice engage. The voice lines come out once again. Press buttons feeling like they've got the path forward into this game. Creme de la Creme now has been dead for quite a bit of the last few minutes. Darkstorm now finding Easy Heroes only, and I have to BKB to get away from the Gust. All of the damage from the Frost Arrows, plus the slow. More tier 4 neutral items getting found. Press buttons for both sides, it looks like. Like, maybe thinking about a smoke here for the Coalition side. So that Tusk BKB is about to come off cooldown. Looks like they're not going to find much here, though, as Press Buttons is mostly on the top side of the map or back in their base. Let's see if there's any other time. It might just be the full take-on. Now Tremolo Soul, oh no, going to step up. Hit this creep wave, immediately going to get stunned up. Gets the BKB off, but it's not going to be enough to save them from Darkstorm's damage. Easy Heroes only does come in with the Static Storm. They're going to find the kill on Lupo. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far, but the damage is so much from Darkstorm. Then you're playing this backline. Now Greg Polino and Bailey is going to get to step up, chase Darkstorm away from this fight. Easy Heroes only still low. He's going to be able to go forward onto JBS. But now with the BKB expiring, Razor's going to be the one to go down, and Darkstorm now able to chip away. Its stun does not come out in time for Megamat. Creme de la Creme is here with the Avalanche. Megamat goes down, and now this is looking like a very scary fight.
Killing spree.
Full team wipe at just the cost of their mid. As European Coalition of Dreams taking the fight.
Tastes like chicken.
I think this chat line that you can do automatically that says "good game, well played" technically does call GG for the game, so I think that's why they say oops.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's courier has been slain in cold blood.
But does not look like that will count. We'll assume that that was an accidental button press. I specifically do not keep that one on my chat wheel for both that reason and because I'm not a fan of calling out GG like that. For me personally, as this tower goes down, Tremolo going to get the jump forward with the leash onto L3M, but the tombstone is going to be enough to allow them to back away. See, so it ends up going BKB instead of the Silver Edge on the Slard. Now working on the Scotty. Now Great Uncle Bailey going to step forward, try to find Darkstorm, gets the BKB and the Shadow Blade. Static Link, I think, still keeping Darkstorm revealed. So all of the damage coming out with the BKB, it's going to be enough to bring down Darkstorm. Easy Heroes only is in now, but here comes Creme de la Creme. Massive avalanche, but the stuns are there, and they find Creme de la Creme as well. So another great fight from Press Buttons. Oh, dangerous TP, but is anybody here with a stun? Almost enough damage just to find it from the Razor. Lupo throwing the mines at this tower. Tremolo going to try to come and push them off. See if they're able to turn this advantage off of the fight into another objective.
They're not going anywhere.
Reach 45 minutes into this game. Still, this game's been super back and forth. The Net Worth League is still very much in European Coalition of Dreams' favor. But it's more even than this 13k says because of the heroes picked. I think the team fight from Press Buttons is just so good. You've got the Ags finished on Disruptor. This is massive. Gonna go for the Aeon Disc next just to make sure and get all of his spells off. he gets jumped by this tinier techies, it's not just an immediate death. I hope they're heading to Roche. Not quite checking it. It has just now respawned. A nice glimpse into the Static Storm on the Undying. With the Hex, this should be a kill on JBS. BKB is going to get used by Great Uncle Daily, so it looks like they'll try to fight more off of this. Might have been a misclick, and now they're going to find that Roche is available. So with the kill on JBS, you've got the cores respawning on the Dire side, but this should be enough. And yeah, the TP from Drow is going to go cover bot tower, so nice pushing out here. The easy heroes only. This is what you always want to be doing on a Dawnbreaker. Just shoving some lane where your team isn't, and then just show up to fights with your ult. The second Roche, they don't take it super fast, so it might not be guaranteed going for press buttons, but it doesn't seem like Coalition know that this is happening, or they're just letting it happen because they... Yeah, here comes the scan. So L3M might try to make a play here. Gonna throw the shards out, try to figure out where Roche's health pool is at. Now gonna get glimpsed back into the Static Storm, though. Here comes Creme de la Creme and Darkstorm. Damage is not gonna be enough to bring down L3M, and it's gonna be Mega Mat the first to fall. Roche has not been taken yet. They're gonna be forced into a fight. All of the BKBs are out. Darkstorm is cliffed up on this ward spot, and Creme de la Creme getting bashed down. Easy Heroes Only is going to be the one that goes in and finishes the Aegis, it looks like. And it might get used right away with the damage from Lupo. It does go down. Yes, it was Radiant that got the final touch on the Roche. Now BKB up is going to dodge the silence. Will be enough. Going to jump up the high ground. Really nice hammer throw. Lupo not quite on point with the blast off. And G$ Y'all is going to actually end up going down rather than Easy Heroes Only. And that's a dieback for the Disruptor. That's actually very much a problem for press buttons. They're not going to have Disruptor for over 100 seconds, so even though they end up getting the Aegis there, Dawnbreaker also finding the Ag Shard in all of the chaos. So nicely played to sneak the Roche by Easy Heroes Only, but it's too costly for press buttons. 4 heroes down, including a dieback from the Disruptor. This could turn scary quick. Not many buybacks available either. They are going to have the Shadow Shaman available for the defense, alongside Razor buyback, but Slark's dead for another 30 seconds. So it's definitely going to be Barracks. See, looks like that'll be all Coalition goes for. They know the Shadow Shaman's available, so that's going to be, I think, a little too scary for them to push in. That will also be enough for them to get some more map control. Oh yeah, they also don't have the other tier 2 towers done. This one's very low. They should be able to pick this up real quick. Though the wave's pretty pushed in. Looks like we'll get pretty full respawns from press buttons. That dieback actually not ending up being too costly for the Disruptor. Any other new items? We've got the Walrus Kick ready on Tusk. This has been super powerful no matter what position Tusk is playing. Yeah, Darkstorm will finish off the tower down here. The Ags from Tusk is such a devastating reposition. Soul gonna find Creme de la Creme, but the Avalanche will allow them to back away. Chasing forward, the Blink, it looks like, will be enough. Now Lupo throwing down the mines on this bot tower, and Darkstorm going to start chipping away at it too. They're not going to get the Hex onto the techies, and now the stun. Ooh, nice long range gust, but the Static Storm again on the stairs every time. And now 3-man stun from Easy Heroes Only. Techies and Drow are gone. L3M gets the kick backwards, but it's not going to be enough. You jump forward with another stun and glimpse. And press buttons, high ground defense is too strong, these supports. It's just so hard to take these buildings. 4 health left on the tower when all is said and done. Creme de la Creme pushing in top. have to back away as press buttons push out. So no Roshan available for a while after one of the last big fights. Looks like press buttons is going to try to turn this into a mid tower, but Lupo's going to buy back to discourage that. Yeah, Easy Hero's only in Tremolo, so I have to be a little careful here. Their whole team is... the rest of the team is not super close. You get the opposite outposts controlled by either team. It looks like with the buyback, press buttons will settle towards pushing in this top tower. Creep wave's not particularly in their favor, though. Gonna take some time, and Husk and Drow are not far off of respawning yet. Well, this game's shaping up to be a classic now, as we're over the 50-minute mark. Tree Volley coming out now, gonna provoke the BKB, which I don't think prevents the damage from the Tree Volley. I believe these all count as auto attacks. It's now the Static Storm, the BKB comes out in time. Darkstorm's gonna be able to get away. Now the multi-shot, Greg Polito's great on Bailey is the first to go down, but now here come the bashes from Tremolo Soul. They get the lockdown on to Darkstorm. Try to get the heals up, but is it enough? No, Darkstorm finally goes down, kicks out Tremolo Soul from L3M. I don't think this Slark minds. Gives them some space to kind of reset, and they're going to walk away, trading Razor for Drow. Anybody end up taking... Egg Shard is still here. Nobody picked it up after the Roach. There's multiple heroes that can use it. Shadowcom has his Ag Scepter finished. A Disruptor could have a Shard. Thunderstrike would be a really nice buff for the Slark, and a hero that likes being in the middle of everything. Slark could have the Depth Shroud. This ability is insane. Like, that is so much value for this team, just sitting in their fountain. Razor does have their Shard. They got it pretty early. Yeah, the fact that I hope somebody figures, like, remembers that that's there soon, because that is important. Like, $2 on y'all, Tremolo Soul. This, either of them, the Ag Shard would be very valuable. I especially hope neither of them end up buying a Shard before using that one.
A doodle for the ages.
Circling out on the triangle, it looks like... That was
Radiant's
Drow?
top tower is under attack.
Yeah, Drow's drawing. One of the only ways you can participate in the game while waiting to respawn. Both teams definitely seem hesitant to get right back into things. I think this next Roche fight is going to be perhaps the decider of the match, unless we get another team fight before that. Looks like about 45 seconds until we could see a Roche. Darkstorm's going to find a double damage, so that could be the impetus they need to look for a fight here, because they see that Roshan is not available yet. Smoke up from Radiant. They're going to step up into their triangle. This could be scary. Darkstorm blinks forward with the double damage, but immediately hexed up. Mega Mat's there, and they get the stuns. Now the Tree Volley damage coming through, but Darkstorm will be the first to fall. Static Storm onto the Tiny, who gets glimpsed back. Find the damage onto JBS. This is looking all press buttons. We get another kill, 4 down. Techies is already stunned up. This is going to be a full team wipe for press buttons, and Roche is up in 5 seconds. That's just enough time for them to step over there and find out that it's there. No, I lied. That was the beginning of the timer. It's now another 2 minutes before they get Roche. They're just going to send this down mid, and this could be the game here. 70 seconds. Undying is the only one who has buyback. 60 seconds for anybody else to respawn. And I don't think Undying has the tools. Oh, Creme gets buyback just in time as well. So they do have 2 buybacks, but this should still be at least one set of racks. Tremolo Soul going to immediately start looking at tier 4s, has the damage, chunking away at this tower. Tree Volley's going to come out, but it's not going to find much. They have a fortify because the tier 3 tower went down. Going to push them back for now, but still no buybacks for another 30 seconds. It's only 2 heroes that can try to defend this. They're going to finish off the racks. That'll bring the creep wave forward. Effigy goes down, 1 tier 4 tower as well. There goes the other, and they have the damage to finish this off before it ends. Undying has the respawn, but it's already in the Static Storm. The Aegis is taking so much damage. Press buttons, win it! They bring it back in the end off of a massive fight. That'll be the series split 1-1. As Press Buttons bounce back from an absolutely brutal game 1 and bounce back in a game that they never had a net worth lead in. I think at the very end the screen said 8k and this just can't keep up with that, but they only had the lead finishing off the buildings there. So, really bonkers series. I don't think I have time to do an interview. I'm going to wrap things up pretty quickly. Yeah, crazy series. I got to give MVP of that game to $, y'all. The Static Storms were so on point. The positioning from both $, y'all and Mega Matt was really impressive. Like, these two supports got away with so much for a team that has so much dive. They were always there, ready in the backline. We saw it in that final fight, where Darkstorm has a great blink forward, should be able to just tear apart this Razor, but Mega Matt is a whole nother, like, blink distance back, ready to go, has the blink dagger, can jump in, disable the Drow, and turn the fight. Like, that was just such good work from these supports. And really good movements, too, from, like, Easy Heroes Only getting a really nice Dawnbreaker ults. We saw some nice leashes from Slark. Great Uncle Bailey playing a great front line with this Razor build. Ends up getting a Satanic as well. So much lifesteal and durability from these 3 cores. And because really they just needed to be a front line for their supports. And then obviously a great performance in both games from European Coalition of Dreams. They were ahead for so much of that game, just couldn't find the team fight to finish it off. Creme de la creme popped off so much in both games. But yeah, a really impressive performance from both teams, and they both find a win at the end of the day. So they both walk away feeling pretty decent about how this series goes for them. Press Buttons definitely feeling good on that comeback. And yeah, that's about all there is I've got to say about this series. So thanks so much for joining me. Looking forward to more of these games. There's more coming up tonight. There's a couple series at 9 p.m. I will not be casting them because I will be playing in one of them. But we've got Looming Fruit versus Sad Boys. That'll be my game. And then Sync Cats versus Planet Zero, both at 9 p.m. tonight. So keep an eye out for streamers going live with those games. They're going to be a whole lot of fun. And yeah, have a great rest of your day.